Hello baby boys and welcome to Creusa Sims. My name is Creusa Darwin, I'm from Strangetown and this is Transgender Sims in The Sims. So, fun fact about me, I'm trans. Another fun fact, I'm currently working on a custom HUD for hashtag Sims2 named Grey Skies, and there resides a transgender sim just like myself named Maria Teresa Bracho, so inspired by her I decided to make this video. I'll be showing you guys how to create trans sims in Sims 2 and also talk about official transgender sims that are already in your game. Of course, when we are talking about lore and stuff, you can make anything trans just by writing that in their bio or something like that. So that's a way you can make trans sims for Sims 1, and maybe there is some custom content related out there for it, but I'm not aware of any. For Sims 3, I guess it would be pretty much the same. You can write about their transition and even download MTF or FTM custom content to make your sim happier and look the way you want them to look. Now, for Sims 2, we actually have cooler options. There is two ways of doing transgender sims in this game, and I'll be showcasing both of them right now. We have the mod Gender Transition Potions, created by Castelling, and as the name suggests, DCC adds 3 potions that can help your sims throughout their gender transition. The options are Testosterone Potion for FTM sims, meaning female to male, Debinarization Potion for non-binary sims, and the Estrogen Potion for MTF sims, meaning male to female. Now, for this mod to work properly, there is some steps that you need to follow before taking the potion. You need to change the sim's sex in SimPE. I never did it this way, but I'm gonna try it for you baby boys. Okay, so first of all, we need to go in Tools, then Neighborhood, now Neighborhood Browser, then Plugin View. Now let's go to the Sim browser. Now let's choose our sim. Now we can go to More, then Character File. Now we go to the resource tree and then Age Data. Okay, now we double click and as you guys can tell, it will show up the CPF editor. We need to go to Gender here and then change it the final number. So the number 1 stands for female and the 2 for male. In this case, we have a MTF sim, so we'll be changing her number from 2 to 1. Now let's click on Commit and Done. Now we have to go in Property Set and do pretty much the same. For both of property sets, you know, there will be 2 as you guys can tell. So we just repeat everything and that's it. Okay, so that was it for SimPE. Now we are ready to drink our potions. Whenever you start your game after doing this, the sim will be already using randomized hair and clothes of the changed sex, but will still have their old face, so their head can look a little off in the new body. Maria Teresa is a MTF sim, so we'll be drinking the estrogen potion. Okay, this is it, let's watch it. So now it will open this window for us to change her hair and stuff, and it also update her face. The potion also updated her voice, and now we got to update her name, so Maria Teresa, and also we can change now her sexuality. So I'm going to just leave that as that is, you know, because for me personally, my gender transition did not affect my sexuality, so that's it. She also gains this really cool memory about her transition that I really enjoyed. And so this is a really cool mod, but it's not my favorite way of doing this actually. Well, the mod itself, it is only about the potions and the memory. The other stuff we had to do ourselves. So I guess you can do it the way I do, and still use the mod, just with a different approach. The way that I see it, me as a transgender person myself, I can't change my sex. What will change is my gender. So that's my problem here. Whenever I'm doing trans sims, I don't change their sex at all. Now let's talk about my way of playing with transgender sims in Sims 2. What I do first is the sim, of course. If I'm creating a MTF sim, then what I do is give her a really feminine face featuring woman-like traits and makeup. Of course, you can still be trans without these things, but for my gameplays, that is what I like to do. For FTM, I'd give him a masculine image and masculine traits as well, of course. Now we'd go back to SimPE and change the way the game treats the sim, changing their voice and pronouns. This is actually super easy to do, as you can tell. I just click here and then save. Of course, the Sims 2 goes way back to 2004. So at that time we didn't have hair and clothes for transgender sims, so you'll be needing to download custom contents in order to make this look right. There is a lot of custom content out there related to transgender sims, such as body shapes by Lifa, reproductive capabilities configured by Midget the Tree, casual dress for work by Shevik, and even no more gender clothes for kids by Strangetown chick. This last one, honestly, it is not even about being trans. I don't think the word should be gender divide by any means, so it is a super cool feature to have in your game in any case. All of these mods I was able to find thanks to Lily Snake, who created a list with a lot of other really cool custom contents related to transgender sims on Mate Sims. So I'll be sure to link it down below and you big boys can go and download it yourself. Now that you have learned 2 different ways to make transgender sims in Sims 2, let's talk about the premade ones in Sims 4. It makes me so happy to actually have these sims in the franchise. And I just wanted to say before Sims 4 that for premade transgender sims in Sims 2 and 3, there is some crazy theories like Jenny Smith being MTF, cause aliens can only impregnate male sims, and she have 2 children with Polynesian Tech 9, and also Sadie Beacon being a trans woman cause she's a genetic clone of her father, so she should be XY, but honestly, I don't really think any of this makes sense, so whatever. Actually, Sims 4 have a lot of options for transgender sims. We are talking about body shape, pronouns, top surgery scars, binders, and so much more. I guess. Well, I don't really play Sims 4 that much, so I'm not aware of everything. So if I miss something, please let me know in the comments, okay? Not only options for transgender sims, but for everybody who doesn't want to play by gender rules, like I was saying before. You see, in The Sims 4, sims can use any outfits, no matter what their gender is. This is amazing. So, first of all, there is some sims in this game that we are not 100% sure about their gender identity. So if I don't mention them here, it's cause we don't really know what EA was going for. But the ones that I'll be mentioning here are transgender for sure, okay? The very first sim to be introduced as trans is Ashi Harjo. They are actually non-binary and lives in Cooperdale, that being the words from the High School Years expansion pack. Ash has a base female gender with a masculine frame, cannot get pregnant or get others pregnant, and can use the toilet standing. Their traits are relatable, self-assured, and creative. I would say, as usually, their bio reads, but Sims don't have bios in Sims 4. Yeah. Ash is a teenager, so they are in school and also works as a sim influencer. Another really cool feature of Day is that there is a trans flag in their room, so that was actually really cute. Another two transgender sims came up with the Growing Up expansion pack. Now let me tell you, EA was actually brave and a little disruptive when they gave us trans sims in a high school and then in a family expansion pack. Cause you know how some folks are going to feel about it, right? Like, yeah. So we have J-Robots and they are also non-binary. They are married to a woman and have a daughter. Jay has a feminine frame, can get others pregnant, and can use the toilet standing. Their traits are essence of flavor, foodie, ambitious, and hot-headed. They are young adults and they work as a freelancer. Now to my favorite one, that being Celeste Michelson, the first official MTF premade. She has a feminine frame and can breastfeed newborns and infants. Now, I know what you're thinking, but yes, actually some trans women can breastfeed that depending on their hormone therapy. Her traits are domestic, self-assured, cheerful, and ambitious. She is a young adult and works as a startup genius. Celeste is married and have two kids and is revealed as trans by the interaction Sunset Sequoia Secrets, where she says, "It's not a secret, but I still prefer not to talk about it with people I don't know as well. I came out as trans just before we adopted Atlas. I'd been thinking about it for a long time but hadn't to say anything to anyone until I blurted out to my friend Dolly, and she just said, if you feel like you are, maybe you should embrace the idea that you are a woman." I already knew in my heart who I really was, but that early support from her and from my husband meant everything. And that was the first time the trans word was used in this franchise, so this was actually huge. But what is the point of having transgender sims in the game anyway? Well, for me it is super obvious, but I understand why it can be the opposite of that for others. For many players around the world, for many simmers, playing the game is playing with real life. It is not really hard to understand then the feeling to belong and to be able to represent yourself in this franchise. It has been all about that for many years now, and the trans inclusion in Sims 4 was a huge step in the right way for the game. See, you don't have to play with transgender sims if you don't want to, but to forbid their existence is cruel and dictatorial. We are here, we are queer, and we are going anywhere. Alright, baby boys, girls, and non-binaries, there was transgender sims in The Sims. Of course, this subject can have a lot of topics that I was not able to cover in this video, such as why it took so long for us to have this kind of representation in the game, and much more for sure. But if I misspoken anything here or just missed something important, please let me know and correct me. That was it for now, see you on the next one, and XOXO Creusa Darwin.